Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Jive. Drop the stats on them. Drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby. Let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Happy post-Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody ate well yesterday. I know I did. And as a matter of fact, I just got finished eating some leftovers. So it's a miracle that I even sound like I have energy because the itis, you know, it hits hard when you eat that turkey, man. That itis be like, that itis be swinging haymakers like, yo. But I'm here and excited to be here. Our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Green Bay Packers Sunday night. We have to wait again. We haven't seen football in a regular time slot in like 3 weeks now. We played last time. We played on Monday night. Then we played another night game. This is another primetime game. We're hot. I can't see my Eagles at 1 o'clock anymore. I gotta, it's they're late games and stuff. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Green Bay Packers because we owe them. We owe Aaron, man. I mean, Aaron's he's going to the Hall of Fame. We know that and all. But I don't like him like as an opponent. Like I want to beat him. Like I want to beat him when we face him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because he gets the best of us sometimes. And I just want to beat him. But without further ado, let's get this show on the road. You are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us fans, for us fans. And we had to postpone, we usually come on Thursdays, but it was a holiday yesterday. So we switched it to Friday. We understand you people may be out and about. It's Black Friday, but we're going to hold it down while you guys go out there and get all the bargains. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat is doing the Jameson Irish whiskey. I am off of my 30-day, but I have been I challenged myself to go further. So I'm going to go further. I challenge myself to do a full 90. I'm gonna do a full 90. So I'm drinking this coffee. Yeah, I'm feeling good and all. So I thought I'd stretch it and see if I can have the discipline to do that. So I'm gonna do that. But Pat's going to hold it down for us, and you guys let me know what you're doing out there. So here we go to our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the First Quarter.
All right, when we last saw our Philadelphia Eagles, we were beating the Indianapolis Colts, right? It's been so long. It seems like it's been long, right? But we beat the Indianapolis Colts, and Sirianni got some revenge for his mentor, Frank Reich, and he voiced that after the game, like that was for Frank Reich. Now, you know what I'm saying? He let them know going out there like that was for Frank Reich. Now, what? He avenged Frank Reich's firing by the Indianapolis Colts. It was a close game. Pulled it out in the end. 2 touchdowns late, right? 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And outside of that, it might have been a different story. But what I think happened is that I think the league is starting to catch up a little bit. So we like to check off all the boxes, right? Of this season. Like, first they were saying we didn't play anybody. We haven't faced any adversity. We faced adversity. We lost. We bounced back from that. We were trailing in this last game against the Colts all the way into the fourth quarter. And Jalen checked off a box that he can actually lead this team or bring this team back. Like it's good to have a good quarterback, but those elite quarterbacks are those quarterbacks that can win the game for you. And he did that last game. He did that against the Colts. He won the game for us. 2 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter. He threw one to Quez Watkins and he ran the other one in. And we basically won that game because of his efforts, his super athletic effort in that game is what won us that game. So we checked that box off. Now we go up against the Green Bay Packers, and this comes after people are starting to implement what they've been seeing on film for the first 9-10 weeks of the game. So now let's see if we can make the adjustment. This is the next box we have to check off. Let's see if this offensive staff can make the necessary adjustments, because now people are starting to play us for what they've seen on film for the first 10 weeks. So let's see if they can add some new wrinkles to the offense and get us back on our high scoring ways, because we're a top 5 offense in the league. So let's get it back up there.
I do gotta say this before we move forward to the Packers is, the measuring stick for how good this team could be is always, put up here. And no matter what team that we face, we played the Lions and they said the Lions is gonna whoop our butt. And did they say, oh, you only won by 3 points? But yet the Buffalo Bills, who lost to the Colts, almost lost to the Detroit Lions, and yet they're saying how good their quarterback is up there in Buffalo. I don't get me wrong, Josh Allen is a talent, but put some respect on our quarterback's name. Yes, you find yourself in these situations throughout a long season. It's not how you win the game, it's that you pull the game out in the end, right? You could be down 21 points the whole game. In the fourth quarter, you score 4 touchdowns. What happens is it goes in your W column as a win. Regardless how bad and how poorly you
for real, Pat. For real, the way they talk, it doesn't.
I was saying it sarcastically.
Yeah,
goes in your W column as a win. The thing about it is, we praised Jonathan Gannon a little bit too early, right? And that praise turned around to bite us in the butt against Washington. Now with Howie Roseman doing what he did to beef up our defensive line, we just need our offense to get back on that track they were on. Those 8 games that our offense is looking dynamic. Like, we need to get back on that track. Jalen Hurts has his offense under his control. He's cool, calm, and collective. And I think this game is going to be a benchmarker to say, you know what, we're back where we need to be at. Because no way in the world should this team be ranked number 2 or number 3 as far as the rankings wise. I mean, I know the grand scheme of things don't mean anything, but you're 9-1. You're the best record in the NFL. Period. It should be you and whoever as that.
Let's whatever we need to use as a motivating tool, let's use that. So if it's this disrespect, come on, that disrespect really worked for us in the Super Bowl year. So if we can, whatever you want to put on, whatever they need to put on the bulletin board to keep this team focused and the such, then let's do it. But that remark that I had up there, Jalen Hurts is Mahomes 2.0 with Wilson intangibles. I've been saying this, and he is, and he's a dynamic, and he's a big reason for our success this year. Yeah. Again, I have to go back to this was an offense when we were rolling. When we were on an 8-game winning streak. This was an offense that the commentators would watch the game and be like, "I don't see how you stop this. What do you take away from this team that they're not good in?" Well, we've been slowed down the last 2 games, right? So let's see if the offensive coordinator and the head coach can get this offense back on the right track, so to speak, putting up points effortlessly like we were doing in the first 8 games of this year. Let's see if they can scheme up or draw up a game plan that gets this offense back on. That's what I need to see. I need to see that next. I need to see that growth in our offense of coordinators and head coach, that they can make the necessary adjustments. We saw Jonathan Gannon make the necessary adjustments from the loss where we got gashed on the ground to last week where the defense came back very strong and save for that opening drive, they shut the Indianapolis Colts down. The defense came back and he adjusted very well. Let's see if the offense can do that this week against the Green Bay Packers, and assuming that the defense is still going to hold it down.
Yeah, listen, the defense, they need to get back to their turnover ways. Like we did get a turnover, we didn't capitalize off it, but at the same time, there are opportunities now at our defensive front. You know, and I've been saying this for the past 2 years. You win the game by the line of scrimmage. You win a game at the line of scrimmage. We need our defense to get back to that mentality where, you know what, we're getting to the quarterback, but while we get to the quarterback, we tackle the running back at the same time. You know, you need to have
Right.
that philosophy. And with the addition of Joseph and Sue, and next week we bring back our big guy. You know, Jordan Davis be back. That rotation is going to be, you know, it's going to be a monster defensive rotation. It's a good time that we're getting healthy at that same time, but this week is one of those weeks where we got to take advantage of what we can take advantage of, especially with what I think we have a better defensive line than our offensive line.
I think that this comment right here is the direction we need to go in. Hewan 609 says the offense stalled because they stopped running the rock. And I think that that's how we get this team back on track against the Green Bay Packers, is getting back to what we do good. I mean, getting back to the basics. Running the rock is what we do good. Our offensive line is built for that. We have backs that are built for this. Let's get back to doing what we do best and allow that run to open up the pass with the play, what I'm looking for. Word I'm looking for. Play action. Play action. Play action. Let that open up. I had a brain freeze right there. But let the run open up the itis is kicking in, right? Let the play action. I mean, the run open up the play action, man, because that's our bread and butter, and that's how we get back on track. In my opinion, I don't know. These guys get paid a lot of money. I'm curious to see what they do, but this Green Bay defense is they're stout in the back end of the defense. They're not as stout in the front. Oh well, they have some stats to prove that they're doing good in the secondary.
They still got some stats in the secondary, but you know you can still take advantage of these guys because they give up points easily. I'm not saying, you know, it's the coach. We played a defense that flies to the ball. All right, we played a defense that's a very good defense in the NFL. That keeps them in games. Their defense is the sole reason why that team is not 0 and whatever. So, you know, they keep their teams into games. The Green Bay Packers, listen, as much as I you should like Aaron Rodgers, he needs to move aside and let Jordan Poyer, whatever the backup quarterback name is, get some reps, because right now he's just you know, preventing the inevitable. Because at the end of the day, you got a broken thumb. He has a broken thumb. You know, your receivers are young, and they need to grow with a quarterback that's going to be there. You know, Aaron Rodgers past this year, you don't even know he's going to be there for the Green Bay Packers. You know, and this bar where these quarterbacks have to play in their late 30s and the 40s, like that has to stop. Because you're diminishing the growth of the organization with that.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but that's the end of the first quarter. I don't think that he's showing too many signs of slowing down. Although that you know he's growing with another set of wide receivers, and I don't know if he has the patience to do that. But the young rookie is come along from the beginning of the year till now. He's grown by leaps and bounds, and that's probably because he gets to practice with Aaron Rodgers every day. But anyway, that was the end of the first quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around us by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Eagles, 9-1 Eagles. And we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Yes. I am still restraining. I see the comments out there. People are like, Dante, are you all right? Are you going to make it? I hope so.
Hey, Dark Knight, I saw a comment out there. I saw a comment out there about one of our viewers that said, I didn't get the notifications, but luckily I'm a friend of the Dark Knight, and I saw them popped up on my screen.
Oh, who was that? Let me see.
I gotta find it. I'll find it in a minute. So
all right. and get a
Oh, Isaac
notification.
Ware. Isaac Ware. He said, "Hold up.
Okay.
Where's my Facebook alert to let me know we were live? Good thing I'm friends with the Dark Knight."
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So all right, so here we go. I'm still refraining. I'm going for the 90. See, I'm challenging
Ooh.
myself.
Man, if we
And
make some noise these next couple weeks, man. Listen, I know I give you 60.
all right.
I give you
Yeah, all
60.
right. Here we go. Pat's gonna hold it down for me though with the Irish whiskey. Everybody out there, let me know what you're drinking, and whatever you do, please do it responsibly. So here we go. To our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
Second quarter. I know I read a couple of you guys' comments, but I didn't do it in customary fashion, and that is to welcome you guys because you are our co-host as well. We conversate with you as we have this show, and you're a big part of the show. I'm assuming that's why you guys enjoy coming back. So let me welcome you guys to the show. And the first person in the room tonight was John Baptiste, from our resident from South Kakalaka. He says hashtag South Carolina Bird Gang, checking in from Columbus, Ohio. Oh, you went to see family, huh? Okay, happy belated Thanksgiving. That's what's up, John. And Richard Boo is in the house. He said, what's up, Eagles fan? What's up? BJ is in the house too. He says, Bird Gang, baby. You know it. Jerome Daniels, hey, Eagle Nation. What's up, Jerome? Jeremiah's in the house. He says, what's up, Eagles family? What's up, Jeremiah? I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hate late games too, D says. Tanya Davis is in the house also, along with Dion. Dion, your show wife isn't here, but I'm glad he's doing the Maker's Mark too. Oh, and Richard Boo's doing the Grey Goose and Ultra Light. All right, that's a good combination. Christopher is in the house. What's good, Eagles fam? Hope you enjoyed your families in Turkey Day. Boy, did I. All right, so in this and thank you, EC1 Football. Great show as always, guys. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And James, where you been? Oh, I think I see your comment earlier, but he said Hurts will never get the full respect he deserves, even if he wins the Super Bowl, because he's not your prototypical quarterback QB. He is winning outside of the QB box that most, if not all, QBs are placed in. Look, if Hurts wins the Super Bowl, I think that probably will be the first time, and I'm not throwing him, I don't mean to pigeonhole him like this, but he may be the first air quotes here, running quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And I'm not throwing him in that box, but a lot of people would probably consider him a running quarterback just because of his athletic ability. Although this year he has made tremendous strides in being a pocket passer, and he's a more accurate passer, and all that shows up. But I still think that they would hang that tag on him as a running quarterback. So if he happens to win, he'll be the first running quarterback to ever win the Super Bowl. But he's a good quarterback. I don't care what tag they want to hang on him. Hurts is fastly moving up the chart from being a average quarterback last year to a very good quarterback, and continue. If he continues in this ascension, he will probably be considered elite by no later than next year, right?
We hope so, because the difference makers, I'll say the media makers, they say our team is not a contenders. They say, Jalen Hurts is holding our team back. But if you go back and look at this tape against the Indianapolis Colts, listen,
we don't win that game without it.
Yes, we don't win this. It's just like when we talked about the first game of the season against Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions splits us 51% in the game, right? It seemed like every second or third down they blitz. Without Jalen Hurts at that quarterback position, we lose that game. And that's the same thing going forward. Like, just because he's athletic enough to get out of situations and make runs for positive yards, you got to understand something. He is trying to develop as a quarterback, quote unquote quarterback, to be the pocket destroyer that everybody thinks Josh Allen is. Josh Allen is a running quarterback.
Yes, he is.
He's a no. Dark Knight, you don't get it. Josh Allen is a running quarterback. Josh Allen runs just as much as, if not more, than Lamar Jackson.
Yes, he does. I know. I know. That's why I'm not. It's not a shock to me when you say that. Yeah, because I know. I watch him. I follow him, and he has probably the most yards on his team on the ground rushing. I mean, I think he's the leading rusher for his squad. But they don't quickly hang that tag on other quarterbacks as they do with African American
No,
quarterbacks.
because you know what they say the arm talent is there and they can make every single throw. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Hurts can make every single throw. We have seen him make every single throw. There was a throw where Justin Herbert threw a tight window pass that they said 1% of quarterbacks can make this throw. Jalen Hurts made the same throw early in the season. So
two shots.
There you go.
That's what she missed.
I wish.
I just want to let her. I just want her to know. Okay, Rachel, you're caught up now.
I wish we had the replay with the interns and stuff like that. We could show you those pictures, those videos, because that would be awesome to actually show you the differences, which is not a lot between Allen and Jalen. There are not too much difference. The only difference is in size. Like one is 6'5", one is 6'1". Like that's the difference. One has
no doubt.
All right. Let me digress for a second. Josh Allen does have maybe a little bit stronger arm, maybe a little bit, but Jalen Hurts is right up there. All right, Jalen Hurts
he's
right
up there.
Patrick Mahomes. The reason what makes Patrick Mahomes so special, he keeps plays alive. If Patrick Mahomes was a traditional quarterback and had to drop back and look for his receiver, he would not be in the top 10. I mean, top 5. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for his ability,
come on, Pat. That's like saying if Michael Jordan couldn't do everything he could do, he wouldn't be in the top 5.
I'm not
That's
putting
what makes him.
I am not putting Pat Mahomes in Michael Jordan atmosphere right now. I am not doing.
Are you tripping? Then
I am not doing.
You are tripping.
I am. Travis Kelce is.
I don't care.
Child. All right.
His first year starting, he wins the the MVP. His second year starting, he wins the Super Bowl. This guy makes passes and throws that are Michael Jordan-esque on the football field.
What did he do against the Rams last year when he got pressured?
He still got a Super Bowl in his first 3 years. Are you kidding me?
He shit the bed. He shit the bed. All right. He shit the bed.
But that was a lack of protection too. I don't care. That was a lack of protection. You could in football is a little different from basketball. You need your teammates in football, especially at the quarterback position. If your teammates are not performing in front of you, it's going to be, I don't care who the hell you are, it's going to be hard for you to succeed. And he didn't have that protection. So, but outside of that, he is in Michael Jordan air in football right now.
He is a very good. Don't give me. I'm not disrespecting Pat Mahomes.
I mean, come on, look at this. Look, check this out. He loses the best, arguably the best receiver in football. And we all expect that the offense is going to be different in Kansas City or suffer somewhat. And no, that's not the case because they still have Mahomes back. Mahomie is back there, and he's still doing stuff that's incredible, man. Incredible.
He's just running in circles. He's just running in circles and deceiving it.
Well, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. All right, look, James Edgefield said, so why do you guys think Hurts doesn't get the same love that Allen and Mahomes? I think I'll answer first, and then I'll let you go, Pat. But I think he doesn't get that same love because of the length of time in which he's been doing it. Mahomes and them have been doing it just a little bit longer. Let's be realistic. Jalen just showed up this year. Now, I mean, he showed flashes last year, but his consistency, his accuracy was nowhere where it is now. I mean, he's taken a huge leap from last year to this year, and this is only his first year. So we have to see a little more. I think that if we see a little bit more consistency from him, like a 2 or 3 years in a row, which Allen and Mahomes have done, they have at least given us 3 years of this quality or top play in at the quarterback position. Jalen gives us 3 years, he'll be up there.
Yeah, he definitely will.
And don't let him win the Super Bowl. He'll definitely be up there.
I think this respect of why he doesn't get the same love is it goes back to the college time. right? Because in the college, when he was playing with Alabama, what was said of him, he's not a pure quarterback. He's a running quarterback, and if you shut that down, you can shut Alabama down. And what happened was they got shut down. He got replaced by Tua, right? Tua came in and won the game, won a championship for them, right? And not realizing that this will be a stigma that's going to be on his resume for the rest of the time that he plays quarterback throughout his life. So, with that being said, when he got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, when he got playing time, all they see is him getting replaced by a quarterback that has an inferior arm than he has.
I agree with that.
Tua right now down there in Miami with those receivers, those speedsters, is tearing up the NFL. Right? When he's healthy, he's undefeated. But yet, they don't give the respect to Jalen Hurts, who has did the thing. Mind you, he went to Alabama, put up numbers, which should have won him the the Heisman Trophy. But there was a quarterback, Joe Burrow, for LSU that put up 50-plus touchdowns. So if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts wins the MVP in the Heisman Trophy, right? That year with CeeDee Lamb. I hate to say that. CeeDee Lamb was his receiver. Grant Cortera, whatever his name is, was his tight end. Like, he was a monster when he got into an offense where he said, you know what, we need you to be a passer and a threat on the ground. That's what he's doing right now. He's being that same quarterback that evolved. He's evolving into what we always realized that he could be. He's the Donovan McNabb that without the short balls in the ground. Now,
and I think another
arm,
I think another thing that contributes to that is that he was a second round pick too. Like, I think that plays a little part in it. All right, that's the end of the second quarter. I'll elaborate a little bit more on that.
End of the quarter.
In the third quarter, you are watching. That was the end of the second quarter. It's halftime now on the Eagles Talk, and Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us fans for us fans. It's just us fans sitting around talking about our favorite football team. Just as if we were in the barbershop, beauty salon, on the corner, just busting it up. And we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And Pat is doing the Jameson Irish whiskey. Pat, what were you doing yesterday? What was on your drink menu yesterday?
Actually, I was drinking some Hennessy with wine. I don't know why. Wife mixed Hennessy with wine. It was just crazy.
Oh yeah, they got wild. They got wild yesterday. They was doing Hennessy and wine. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know what you're doing out there.
I will never. I'll say this strongly. I will never do that ever again.
And you guys, let me know what you're drinking. Not only tonight, what was on the drink menu yesterday? Because I know that's a big eat day and a big drink day too. So let me know what was on the drink menu for you guys yesterday, and who acted a fool at dinner yesterday. Anybody act a fool? You know our family get together. Who acted a fool yesterday at the family dinner? You can say it. They don't watch the show. Go ahead, just put it out there. It was Aunt Mary. Aunt Mary was out there talking. I'm only kidding. Just let me know. Here we go. But to our Philadelphia Eagles, everybody, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, so getting back to Jalen Hurts and why he doesn't get the respect that he's due. I'll touch on this, right? He hasn't come in with that fanfare that he probably should have come in with because of his outstanding college career. I know it was a blemish on his record, and I agree with you totally that it was a blemish on his record by being benched in the championship game and Tua coming in and pulling it out. But since then, come on, man. He went to Oklahoma. Was it Oklahoma? He went to Oklahoma and damn near won the Heisman trophy. He led them to a stellar year there. Then he comes in, I know, with not as much fanfare as he probably would have gotten had he stayed at Alabama and starred those 4 years. But in the time that he's been here as a second round pick to now, phenomenal in his growth. And I think he has that. I always go back to this. He has that Mamba mentality where before it's all said and done, I think we'll be talking about Jalen as one of the elite quarterbacks in the league, without a doubt, because he just
Definitely.
has that work ethic and he has that never quit attitude, and he also has that like I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you why you slept on me, who
Hmm.
you thought I'm. He never rests. His ascension is not over.
Yeah,
Like he's growing as the year goes on, and I expect even another step from this year to next year.
yeah.
That's how hard he works on this game.
I think Nick said he's going to reach his full potential. He's one of the guys that works his butt off. That's going to reach his full potential. There are talented guys out there that you say, you know what, I'm this talent. I'm gonna use my talent alone. I'm not gonna work as hard as the next person because I'm talented. I could do this. I could do that. But he works his behind off to reach the potential that he has each and every week. And he's going to be that that quarterback for our Philadelphia Eagles that does reach that potential. Because you know what, when he say that wasn't good enough, it wasn't. He
Mhm.
he he actually, when he gets on the mic, he say, "You know what? We know what we did wrong. We know we could have did better." He 100% understand that he
Mhm.
he he feels what the fans feel. He's saying what the fans feel, and he's gonna go out there and improve. So I think this week is gonna be a much bigger improval of Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles offense than it was last week, because that offense was dull.
Mhm.
Before
It
we scored those
was.
four touchdowns, those 14 points in the fourth quarter, we're dull. I was like, are
Yeah.
we gonna lose this game to the Colts? We're gonna lose to the 4-6 Colts, really?
Yeah. But I credit to them for putting those two drives together in the fourth quarter. Somehow, even with that offense looking like it did the first three quarters, didn't you still feel like
Yeah,
we could still pull this out? I mean, like the defense was playing so. I mean, kudos to them too, because had they not played as great a game as they did, we wouldn't have been within striking reach, because they had
I,
three drives where they could have allowed a touchdown and they held them to three field goals, and that's what allowed the offense to be able to come back. But because our offense is explosive at times, I never really felt like this is over. Like, what I mean? I just felt, all right, if we get one touchdown on the board, we're right here. We're right
yeah,
in there. That's how close the defense kept
yeah,
it.
yeah. You know what? The confidence level in this offense of scoring at any given time, or putting a drive together at any given time, is over 100%. Like, let's be honest with you. I believe with Jalen in there, he has that belief that they could score that every single time they touch the ball. Like,
Mm.
don't get me wrong. If we got the ball, without that penalty or with Washington, I 100% believe that we drive down and win the game.
Yeah, I do
I for
too.
sure think that happened.
I mean,
So
we were going to win the game, and it was. Come on,
yeah.
we had two drives. We probably were going to score if we not turned the ball. Had we not turned the ball over, we would have
So
scored
so
probably.
so the
Yeah.
Batmans, we need the Batmans to stop being Robins.
Mm.
Robins fumble the bag, all right? They fumble the bag. All right. I love AJ Brown. I love Quez Watkins for what he can bring to the offense, but y'all fumbling the bag right now. And that's not conducive to being productive in with our scheme. We don't turn the ball over that much.
Mm.
I mean, we don't turn the ball over at all. But yet, we had to be more conscious of, once we catch the ball, the defender behind us or the defender that's going to tackle us, it's going for the ball. So therefore, high point the ball, protect it, and not lose the loaf of bread. That Quez Watkins play, that deep pass, right? I understand your zeal for getting up and getting to the end zone because your speed is unmatched on that field, right? But at the same time, there has to be a little moment in your head that say, you know what, I have to protect this ball regardless of where I'm at, because I went down. Therefore, as another defender run at full speed, that can make the tackle on me. We don't think of those situations when we're in the game. So when you're playing football, football is 100% mental. It's 70% physical, 100% mental, right? You have to be thinking of this stuff prior to. prior to what's happening in the game, if I catch a slant here, where am I putting this ball? My left or right arm? Because I know the defender's going to be my outside or inside arm. You're thinking about that before the actual play happens. And I hate to say this, our receivers are killing us.
right now. Yeah, I agree. The last two games, one was a loss, one was a close game against Indianapolis. It directly ties to the turnover battle. We were such a dominant team in the first 8 weeks because of us dominating the turnover battle. Only three turnovers in the first 8 games. In the last 2 weeks, we have six. We have doubled our output. I mean, our turnover total in 2 weeks. So you can't help but see how that correlates to how we're struggling, or why the games are close or why we lost. So yeah, you're right. Let's get back to the fundamentals. Let's take care of the ball, and I think the good fortunes will come back to us. BJ has a question out there. He says, realistic, what's your thoughts on Sunday's game? I really think it's going to be tighter than what we think, because Green Bay is playing a lot better than they were earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, I would look at this game like, oh, we're going to blow the doors off of them. And don't get me wrong, if we do, I'm not going to be surprised. But they're playing better. So if it is a close game, I'm not going to be surprised about that.
I'm total opposite of you, Dark Knight.
All right, well then you'll be able to voice that in a second. The rookie wide receiver and Aaron Rodgers have seemed to develop, some chemistry now, and I think that's what was slowing them down or slowing them up, that was causing their lack of success early on. As he has young receivers, and he had to give them time. He had to give them time to develop. He lost Davante Adams, and he grew with Davante Adams. Davante Adams grew with him too. And there was a growing period that they had to go through, and he had to start it over again with another batch of wide receivers. And now Watson is starting to step into his own, and they have a better chemistry. So I think that that's going to help them. Although we have like the top secondary in the league, so I don't know how much it's going to help him. But he at least has a weapon now to go to. So I think it's going to be closer than that, closer than what we think. The defense is not horrible. They do have a nice secondary. That's why I think we need to attack them on the ground, because they're, in years past, they had a defensive line that was really credible, but this year it doesn't seem to be as strong as in years past. But that secondary, the back end of the Green Bay Packers is stronger now. It's probably the strength of their defense now. So I say we attack them on the ground, and if we do so, we can win the time of possession, which Green Bay does a great job with. Aaron Jones, they lead the league in time of possession. So I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but what do you think, Pat?
So I didn't really dive into the Green Bay Packers as of yet. I just watched them here and there, but I haven't did a full deep dive. I know they have a good running game between Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, the AJ Dillon who I wanted. Christian Watson is a good deep threat. But I'm gonna be honest with you. We could take full advantage of what they do. Right now, they have to really rely on their running game, because their offense of air raid is not there. The chemistry is not there with the receivers. I noticed in the quarter, the chemistry with the receivers are not there. Not yet. Christian Watson, he's a deep threat. He's not an over the middle threat. He's not a comeback threat. He's not the Davante Adams threat yet, right? And I say yet because he could develop into that later down the road. But right now he's a deep threat because of his speed. Because of that, that leaves a lot to be desired within the rest of the receivers that they have going out in these different routes, with their offensive line not being up to par to protect a MVP quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was just an MVP, correct? I'm not mistaken that he was the MVP of the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not up to par to protect the MVP of the league because they suck. They're terrible. I'm calling it how it is. Their offensive line is terrible. All right. If you get after Aaron Rodgers and you can make sure they don't have anything to contribute on the ground attack, you can win this game going away.
All right, that's the big if. That was our weakness. Hopefully, it's our strength. Now that we added those two pieces, I think the defensive line is a lot better than what it was when we faced the Washington Commanders. We proved that last week again, save for that first drive. The defense really shut the run down after that, and I think that they're going to continue to play at a high level. So it's all on the offense. It's all on the offense. And speaking of such, James Edgefield has a question. He said, Don't you guys think our offense should be way better than what it is? Why do you think the O is so stagnant? Is it the play calling and coaching or the players? I think that I opened up with this philosophy. I just think that the league they have game tape on this team now, and these defensive coordinators get paid a lot of money to figure things out, and they get some help by watching their peers attack this defense. They dissect film. They look at what other defensive coordinators did that worked and what they did that didn't work, and then they formulate their plan around that. So 11 weeks down the line, they got a lot of tape to look at. Like, okay, all right, I see what Washington did. This worked. This worked here. That worked there, and they're just putting together a game plan that is attacking what we like to do best. Now, we have a lot of talent across that offense, so I feel like you too, James. I think this offense should probably be way better. Even when we were on the 8-game winning streak dominating people, we still left a lot on the table. I don't think our offense was playing at their highest level even then, and we were winning games pretty easily. So now that there is some tape out there and people are starting to adjust to us, we still have a lot of meat on the bone. And again, I'm looking for this offensive staff to take the next step, make those necessary adjustments, and get this offense back on track. It's almost like last year after the 2-5 start where the light bulb went off and we said, all right, let's get back to what we do best, and that's run the ball. I'm almost expecting something like that this week. Like, all right, light bulb on, light bulb moment. Let's get back, run this ball, and handle our business like we're supposed to.
Correct. I mean, listen, I know that we already ended the quarter, but I totally agree with what you were saying, because the defensive coordinators, you said, get paid a lot of money to stop the team that they're going against. They get paid millions to say, you know what, we need to stop them.
Yeah.
and when a defensive coordinator can come to an offensive coordinator and say, you know what, the way we can stop this team is if y'all can possess the ball and run the ball against their defense, because their defense ain't shit. Excuse my language. The defense ain't nothing against the run. And when that happens, especially against Washington, they put up 40. They had, was it a 40-10 split on minutes? That's how you beat a team that's explosive on offense. When you only give them the opportunity to possess the ball for 10 minutes of the game. That's how you beat a team. So hope the adjustments are made for this game, because this game they definitely gonna run the ball with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Yes, they are. They're not gonna run the ball. They're gonna attempt to run the ball because we're gonna shut them down. Let's change that verbiage. All right. Anyway,
let's talk about that in the fourth quarter. I gotta talk about that in the fourth quarter.
All right, here we go.
The end of the quarter.
All right, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles cover show around. That's by us, for us, like FUBU. It's by us, for us, by us. And there on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles, the NFC East leading Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat, you're not tapped out, are you? I know you're not.
No, hell
okay,
no.
all right, here we go. Jameson Irish whiskey. I got this strong ass coffee. I don't know if y'all can deal with this, but anyway, let me know what you're drinking out there, and whatever you do, please make sure you drink responsibly. So here we go. As we go into the fourth quarter, I'll be getting to the comments too. Down the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, and our friend to the show, celebrity chef Aaron McCargo Jr. is in the house. He says, when it's your time, it's your time. Greatness has arrived in Philly with Jalen because of the work ethic and the time he took to grind in college and before. Just my thoughts. And you are absolutely, you nailed it right on the head. That's it. It's his time. And again, his work ethic, man. His work ethic does not allow him to rest. He has that the work ethic and the mentality of a great. We just have to, we're just in the early stages of seeing it play out. But when you look back on all the greats, and they'll tell their work ethic they always have common characteristics. And one of them is having a passion for the sport that they play, that they put in whatever time is needed to improve and work on their game. And he has that mentality. So I'm with you on that, Chef. Jeremiah says, everyone is bringing their A game to try and beat us. No game will be easy for us. Defense has been exposed on the running game and offense not consistent. And I think that makes us tougher. See, they talk about us not playing up to the level, but when us not playing good competition, let me go to that. Us not playing a good competition.
That's a bunch of crap.
It is a bunch of crap because every week, especially when we're undefeated, but even now, because we're still on top of the mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting everyone's best shot because everyone wants to prove themselves to us. So every week we're facing, I feel as though we're facing like playoff mentality. You know what I mean? Like playoff intensity. That's what I'm looking for. Playoff intensity from the opponent. And that makes us battle tested going into the playoffs. So I think if we continue to grind out these wins by any means necessary, because that's what the Indianapolis Colts game was, right? By any means necessary, 17-16. We don't care. You know what I mean? As long as we get that win, that builds fortitude.
A win is a win.
That builds mental fortitude. So I think this season is putting us to the test, and we'll be ready.
That's what you asked for, right?
Right.
So So that last week, the last game, you asked for a comeback in the fourth quarter, to prove that this team is ready to be put in those situations where they're down and they have to score, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that touchdown pass to Quez Watkins. So I went through the all 22. Thank you, Sue. I have to say thank you. So I went through the all 22, right? That pass where he got when Jalen Hurts got stripped for that fumble, right? It was the same pass play that scored for that touchdown. It was an over seam route to Quez Watkins, who's beating the safety in the slot corner. That pass play is literally part of their every week offense. Every week offense. They can go through it every week as long as that left the left tackle Milata is blocking good and we're blocking up front good. We can go through that every single week and score big off of that. But their adjustment was made quickly and we were able to score on that to put us in a situation where though all we needed to do was get the ball back from our defense and score. The offense didn't actually play as bad as you thought. They missed a lot of opportunities, and Jalen Hurts. Let's put it this way: without Jalen Hurts, this game is lost.
I agree with that. Yeah,
without
and
the game is lost.
Let's not discount the fact that the Indianapolis Colts do have a pretty good defense. I know we're looking at their record, but that's not indicative of what type of defense they play. And they were a formidable defense, so it wasn't embarrassing to be slowed down by them. They have a talented defense, and their defense came out and did an excellent job. And like you said, save it if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts and his athletic ability, his special talent, his elite talent, we wouldn't have won that game. We would not have won that game, and that's what you want to see out of your franchise quarterback. You want him to play error-free football, good football, but a franchise quarterback, sometimes they need to pull out the game. Sometimes you count on them to be the difference in the game, and he was definitely the difference in that game on Sunday.
Yeah, he was definitely a difference in our defensive linemen. Joseph and Sue being professionals. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sue just got into the facility on Friday. Joseph got in the facility on Wednesday. They didn't know the cause. But being a defensive player, the calls are just the same. It's the verbiage that changed. All right. Verbiage changed on defense. The calls are the same league wide. It's how they call it that makes the difference. All right. So that being said, we added another guy, rushed from the Falcons, who used to be a defensive tackle here with the Philadelphia Eagles. He was on the practice squad. He's another big body that could come in because we're waiting for our first round draft pick to come back next week. I think that the additions with Sue and Joseph, and I didn't get an opportunity to talk about these guys because I was under the weather on the game day. I apologize for that, but I think the additions of these two guys who are starters in this league for a long period of time. Sue's a big name. We all know who Sue is. You haven't say his first name because a lot of people can't pronounce his first name. Linval Joseph, we say, oh, he was a starter. Actually, he was a starter when we played Minnesota in the NFC Championship game, right?
Wow.
He is a nose tackle that knows what to do, right?
And he did it to perfection
He
on
did to
Sunday too.
perfection on Sunday. After that first drive to get them used to the physicality of the game, what did they do? The rest of the game, they actually held the best running back besides besides Derrick Henry to 40 something yards the rest of the game.
Yep, you're right. And that was phenomenal, man. With obviously they were not sitting on the couch the whole time because you can't come from sitting on the couch for 9 weeks and come in and play the way they did. So obviously, kudos to them for being ready. I mean, they are not mid-season form ready, but they were ready enough to come in and make a significant contribution to that game on Sunday. Linval Joseph 8 blocks up in the middle, allowed TJ Edwards to run around clean and just tackle everything in sight. TJ had a great game on Sunday. TJ tackled everything moving that he thought had the football.
TJ is a monster. He does need the beef up front. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm thinking about the opportunity to have Sue, you have Jordan, you have Linval, you have Fletcher Cox. Do you have on the other end? You have Brandon Graham. You can put any of it in on the other end. You can put Hassan Reddick on the other end, right? That defensive front, you're not running against. You're not running against that defensive front, and it plays into the best part of our defense, which is actually the secondary. How long have we been longing for our secondary to be a strong point? Our strong point of our defense is our secondary. Marcus Epps, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, James Bradbury, Darius Slay. Those four right now are the best four in football. Period.
But that don't shortchange because you the one taught me this. Don't shortchange it. They are the best secondary in the league, but a big part of that is because of what those big guys are doing up front.
Yes,
those big guys are doing it, and we have enough talent in the back end when they make the quarterback rush his clock. Our secondary takes advantage of it. I mean,
correct.
You see our safety leading the league in interceptions. This team leading the league in interceptions. That defensive line is a big part of that, man. And you taught me that they are married. That defense,
it's
that pass rush, and the coverage in the back are married, and they are doing a heck of a job. And we just hope that there's no divorce proceedings in effect from now till the end of this run that we have.
I gotta put it like this, right? The Giants play the Cowgirls on this Thursday, right? They got 2 turnovers because their defensive line got after the quarterback. If their defensive line was able to stay healthy and succeed and continue that pressure, not only the pressure on the quarterback, but the pressure of when you go to the quarterback, tackle the running back, they would want that game going away.
I'm not scared of Dallas.
I'm not
really
scared
not.
of any of those teams.
I'm not scared of Dallas.
And the thing about it is, so we got these winners. We got these winners up front. We got these winners. We got these people that's calling Fletcher Cox washed up. Fletcher Cox is not washed up. You can't have a 300-plus pound defensive tackle play 70 snaps. A lot of people say it's 70 snaps. Well, where the offense? The offense ain't speed rushing, ain't using their hands. All they doing is drop stepping and putting their hands up. That's all the offensive line is doing. Defensive linemen got to do so much more that takes so much more energy that 70 snaps is equivalent to 180 snaps. It is. It is. I'm just saying, though, this rotation is going to reap so much benefits for our secondary. Our secondary needs to eat. Our secondary needs to be the champions of what Howie Roseman has done to make sure that we are successful going forward.
And I think that we will be. We're going to talk about this even more on Sunday night.
I guess I want to say one thing. JG, I'm giving you a nickname right now. Before I said Jonathan Gannon, JG, can't be scared. Don't be scared. Let your players do what they do. Let them play what they play. If they blitz, let them blitz. If they play good man on man, let them play one on one. Let them do their damn job and stop being scared because you scared of what they're doing. He was scared against Washington, and he admitted that.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna read this and in the show. But James Edgefield, if Kyle Shanahan was our offense coordinator, we would average 35 to 40 points a game. Easy. Our talent on O is equal to the 49ers, if not better, because Hurts is better than JG. I agree. I think Kyle Shanahan is a wonderful offensive coordinator, but I don't want to take anything away from what these guys, Steichen and them, are doing, because when we say that Jalen Hurts is having a phenomenal year and we praise him for all the improvement he made, we have to give some of that credit to his offensive coaches there. So kudos to them, Steichen and his quarterback coaches and the such, for devising a offense that fits him like a glove. Could it be better? Maybe. Could Kyle come in here and probably do some different things? Probably. But they have developed Jalen just fine up until this point. So I don't want to take any credit away from those guys. Hey, we need a power back. All right, we talk about that Sunday. All right, guys, we will be back an hour before kickoff on Sunday as our Philadelphia Eagles play in prime time with the black helmets. We're going black to the future on Sunday night. So make sure you come in.
I got a black shirt.
Make sure you tune in here an hour before kickoff and bring in the game with us. Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show out there. Until then, man, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys. And tell me what bargains you got. You guys, anybody get TVs and stuff like that? It's Black Friday. What are you guys even doing with it?
I need
I'm only kidding.
inch.
All right, we'll see you. 85 inch. All Cyber Mondays coming up. All right, we'll see you guys on Sunday, man. Take it easy. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. We're out. Peace.